In the year 3025 there is a Power Rangers team that controls 4 elements: fire, water, air, and earth. This team is called Power Rangers Elemental Force, and yes, they are the future generation of the Power Rangers Elemental Force team that you have met. This is the same team that the Yellow Ranger belonged to, but because she traveled to the past and was never able to return, so now this team from the future only has 5 members. Like the previous team, the Blue Ranger controls water, the Red Ranger controls fire, the White Ranger controls air, the Green Ranger controls earth, and the Gold Ranger controls the 5 elements. Because the Yellow Ranger's time travel was unintentional, now the Elemental Force Rangers of the year 3025 are trying to figure out how to travel back in time to rescue her. The Red Ranger, an impressive woman who can control fire and is a warrior, is the leader of this team. This Ranger can also use technology to be able to channel her powers just like the other Rangers on the team, including the Yellow Ranger who is trapped in the past. This Ranger has a very powerful sword that can cut through almost anything and is the same sword that the Red Ranger of the past had, as it has been passed down from generation to generation. The Blue Ranger, which controls the water, is also the smartest of the team, just like the Ranger of the past, but in this team this Ranger is only in charge of all the technology and weaponry. We must remember that in this era the technology is very advanced, so the Blue Ranger has a lot of work, and for this reason he cannot lead the team. This Blue Ranger has also built the command center, the morphers, some weapons, and has made many improvements to the Zords. The Green Ranger is possibly the most different in this team, because he controls the earth element. He has become a person a little far from technology, and for this reason he lives in the jungle. This Ranger also has a hammer as a weapon, as he says he can use it to build and not only to destroy. This Ranger has managed to master magic due to his connection with nature and the help he receives from his magic hammer. The White Ranger is able to control the air, and this is why he has become an airplane pilot. He has always been a very strong person who likes action, so starting to control the air was the best experience of his life. Despite all the adventure he lives in his daily life, all that does not compare with the moments he is being a ranger, because controlling the air is one of the most complicated things there is, and this White Ranger must do medication rituals to be able to concentrate. The Gold Ranger is the daughter of the Gold Ranger of the past, because like her father, she managed to fall asleep in a tomb for hundreds of years in order to be present at this specific time. Because her father had been asleep for a long time before, he could not fall asleep for that long again, so he asked his daughter to do so in order to warn the Rangers of the future about the Yellow Ranger and the war they are living through. After the Gold Ranger woke up, several years passed and she had never told the team anything, so there would be no changes in the timeline. This works so that everything happens as it should happen since it is necessary, and this is why she knew that the Yellow Ranger was going to travel in time. This Gold Ranger can also control the 5 elements, and this is why she is also the 6th Ranger of the team. This is the Power Rangers Elemental Force team of the year 3025, with a Red Ranger as the team leader, a Blue Ranger who helps with technology, a Green Ranger who lives in the jungle, a White Ranger who likes adventure, and a Gold Ranger who actually comes from the past with a key message for this team. After the Yellow Ranger traveled to the past, the Gold Ranger talked to the team and confessed to them that she came from the past. At first, they didn't believe her because they thought the Yellow Ranger was just lost, but they didn't think she had traveled to the past, and that's why they couldn't find her. The mentor of this team is Volt, a very advanced artificial intelligence that was built by the Lyrans, a species that lives on the planet Nebu, the same species from which the White Ranger of the past comes from. Some Lyrans had moved to Earth and brought some of their technology with them in order to build some things. In this way, the Lirans created a very advanced community that managed to build very advanced technology, and this included Volt. This artificial intelligence managed to acquire all the information of what had happened on Earth during these 3,000 years, but also managed to obtain knowledge about the planet Nebu, which is an older species. It is for this reason that he became a supreme intelligence and was in charge of creating the technology to send the Yellow Ranger to the past. Because Volt knows all the history, he already knew that the Rangers of the past were going to need help to defeat Zarnak, and he also knew the tragedy that would happen if he did not change history. Volt had found out that the Power Rangers' elemental force died in that war in the past and that Zarnak managed to destroy the Earth with the help of rocks. The only way he would change history is by doing a time travel, but Volt had to plan it very well so that this would not change the reality in the present too much. Because of this, his plan was to send only the Yellow Ranger so that she could help the old Power Rangers Elemental Force team, and at the same time they would know that there is also an equal team in the future. With the help of this Ranger, the war would be extended enough so that the daughter of the Gold Ranger would grow up and could control the elements to be able to have the power to sleep until the year 3020. After 5 years of her awakening, the Yellow Ranger's time travel would happen, and the most dangerous mission would begin. The Rangers asked Volt the reason why he did not send the whole team from the beginning, but he told them that this would have caused the Gold Ranger to never exist because they would have arrived in the past before she was born, and in that timeline the Gold Ranger of the past was going to die. Volt had thought things through very well, as he had to choose from hundreds of possibilities among which there were many changes, and the best option he found was to do it this way. Because the way Volt sent the Yellow Ranger to the past was using technology that the Ranger herself built using the instructions that the artificial intelligence gave her, now the Elemental Force team of the future has no device to be able to make the time travel. Now the Blue Ranger must start building a device that can take the Rangers to the past, and obviously he is going to receive Volt's help to be able to build this. Although all the instructions are clear, the reality is that building such an advanced device is very complicated, and the Blue Ranger is going to take some time. For now, the Rangers do not have much time because for the plan to work they must travel to the past soon. Otherwise the temporal changes could be different, and this could cause a catastrophic change. After several months of hard work, the Blue Ranger managed to build a time travel device, but this device will also help them to go back. Each of the Rangers in the team has their own device, and they will also bring an extra device for the Yellow Ranger so that she can also go back to the future. Now it just remains to be seen what is going to happen when the Power Rangers Elemental Force of the year 3025 travel back in time to help the old team and the Power Rangers Dragon Knights destroy Zarnak. If you would like to see what happens with this Power Rangers Elemental Force team from the future, like this video and subscribe for new episodes.